know what most Christians do in a spiritual battle? Same thing most churches do, only their committee is smaller. They get their friends together and they moan and groan and gripe and complain or gossip, when they should be on their knees praying. In Ephesians chapter 6, the Apostle Paul lists the weapons that we have at our disposal for spiritual warfare, and he writes, "Pray in the Spirit on all occasions with all kinds of prayer and requests. With this in mind, be alert and always keep on praying for all the saints." I've committed this to memory because it speaks volumes. Satan trembles when he sees the weakest saint upon his knees. You can always do more than pray after you pray, but you really can't do more than pray until you pray. So Daniel knows what's happening back in Jerusalem, and it causes him to mourn and weep, and suddenly, heaven breaks in on him. This concerning problem that he has gets eclipsed by a commanding presence.
You're listening to Connect with Skip Heitzig. Before today's message continues, there's a special offer for your family this Christmas.
Hey, this is Skip Heitzig.
My lung hurts so bad. Fasting for a full restoration of my health and wealth.
Daniel just collapses. The others, they get out of town. They're out of Dodge. Now, what this illustrates for us, among other things, is the problem the earthly has interacting with the heavenly. When an earthly being encounters divinity, there's always a problem. And every now and then, somebody will get on Christian television and say, "I saw God." I've written a book about it. And they almost sound prideful. And I'm thinking, if you ever saw God, dude, either you'd be dead or you'd be so humble about it. Because those in the Bible who had divine encounters had that kind of reaction. You remember Job said to the Lord, I've heard of you by the hearing of the ear, but now my eye sees you. Therefore I abhor myself and I repent in dust and ashes. That's a guy who saw God. Isaiah the prophet had a vision of God, and he said, woe is me, I am undone, I am a man of unclean lips. Remember that? How did Peter react when he discovered who Jesus really was in that boat? He said, Lord, depart from me, I'm a sinful man. I can't even hang out with you. And then in Revelation chapter 6, it describes a group of people who will say to the mountains and the rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of the one who sits on the throne and from the wrath of the Lamb. So Daniel, he collapses. He swoons. He can't handle it. The rest of the dudes are out of there. Now, who is this certain man in this apparition that he sees? Some have suggested it's the angel Gabriel, mentioned in Daniel. Others suggest it's the angel Michael, also mentioned in the book of Daniel. Others will say it's an angel of equal rank but unnamed. Which is not unusual if you're a student of the Old Testament. You know there's this personage called 50 times in the Old Testament the angel of the Lord, who is oftentimes addressed as the Lord and is even worshipped as the Lord. Let me read something to you. You don't have to. I want you to listen to the description of another person that John sees in the book of Revelation chapter 1. Just listen to see if there's any similarity to this. Now in Revelation 1, John hears a voice, and the voice says, I am the Alpha, the Omega, the beginning and the end. So,